What is up, everyone? This is Too Slow. Today I'm going to be working on the Corolla XRS. Now, what's going on after the whole, I guess you could call rebuild, not really a rebuild, but me just replacing gaskets and I'm doing the clutch job. But after that, I had installed this power steering pump that I rebuilt maybe 2 years ago, a year ago or so. It was back in like 2017, I believe, or 2016. Forgot what year it was, but anyways, I rebuilt it a while back and I installed it on this Corolla, and my power steering doesn't work. So I ended up reading a tip off one of my followers. He had mentioned, I don't remember his username, but I'll go ahead and give him a little bit of a thank you right here. Go put his username from Instagram. But he had suggested to clean this thoroughly. I did, and it still didn't work. So now what I'm going to do is replacing the whole power steering pump with another one that I ended up getting. This one I got from LKQ. Has about 50,000 miles, they said, costing about $45. LKQ is really cheap with that. And the good thing about LKQ is that you don't have to go pull the part yourself. They have it ready for you. This is like the same thing back when I got the alternator no, not the alternator, the starter for this Corolla. It's an old video from like back in 2016, I believe. But got that from LKQ, got this power steering pump from LKQ, made sure it's a 2ZZ one because the pulleys from a 1ZZ and 2ZZ, they're different. 2ZZ pulley is bigger, 1ZZ pulley is smaller. But anyways, I'm gonna guide you guys step by step on how to replace power steering pump. Hopefully it turns out good, because I need more of these type of videos, because I don't see so many out there. But anyways, let's go ahead and tackle the job. As you can see, I removed the majority of the stuff that's right here. I moved my air pump, I guess you can call it. I'm not sure the proper name for it. I removed my power steering reservoir and moved this out of the way, because what's going to happen is you need to grab your 19mm breaker bar, or I guess you call it that. And we're gonna have to loosen the tension on the belt. I can't do this with one hand, but anyways, gotta loosen the tension, gotta remove the belt because it is a belt driven pump. But you need to get a lot of this stuff out of the way, because what tends to happen is the socket will come back out as you're pulling, and what tends to happen is you tend to strip the bolt, or I guess the part where you have to loosen the tension. Another pro tip: don't do it when your car is warm. Don't do it when your car is hot. Do it at the beginning of the day when it's cold, because heat and I guess pressure will round off that bolt and strip it. I've done this twice already. Yes, I've done it twice. So I'm going to learn from my mistakes and actually do it the right way. So let's go ahead and do that. Well, now our neighbors are yelling early in the morning, but anyways, hopefully that audio or their yelling doesn't interfere with this recording. But as you can see, I got the belt off. My bolt didn't strip off or didn't round off because I'm using this setup. Here, let me see if I can remove it without stripping it. Actually, I'm just gonna leave it in there. I don't want to mess it up. But anyways, it's a Pittsburgh flexible head 3/8 with a short Craftsman 19mm bolt, or socket, I guess you could say. My bad. But I got the belt off. It's easy to put back on, so I'm just gonna move it out of the way. Just get out of the way. It's really easy to put back on. If you don't know the diagram for a 2ZZ belt, then you should probably look it up online. The routing diagram, I guess you can say. But since we're done up here, let's go to the bottom and tackle that side of the job. I'm not sure if the camera's gonna be able to pick it up, but as you can see, one of my lines right there seems to be leaking a lot. Let me try and zoom in. As you can see, one of my lines seems to be clogged, or it doesn't seem like it's moving the fluid properly. So now I'm leaking from it again. So this line right here with this clamp, That's a 12mm bolt. You're gonna want to remove that first. As you can see, I got the line removed already. I'm just letting everything fall down onto my drip pan. That line right there. So what's next is we have to remove the top line, which is the one I'm pointing at right there. It is about a 19mm, I'm not sure, it's either 19 or 17mm open end wrench. You can either use an open end wrench or you can use a brake line wrench. Either or is fine. As if you feel like it's stripping, stop using your open end and use the brake line one, which is pretty much the one that you should most likely be using, but I don't have it, and because I just recently removed it, I know it's somewhat removable. Now you want to make sure your lines aren't clogged. So here I have brake cleaner and I'm going to connect it to this top line. And if we look, let's see if I can pick it up. Just want to make sure your lines aren't clogged. So spray a little bit of brake cleaner through them. It's going to be hard to see from down here, but this steel line, it is actually indeed a 19mm. You want to get an open end wrench, put it in here, and just start loosening it. But it won't come off without removing another 10mm that's right here. There's a 10mm bolt. You want to remove it because that's like the bracket that holds onto the power steering pump for this steel line. And once you remove that 10mm, you can remove this whole line out of the way. And then we're going to tackle these two inside the pump. There's like 14mm right here. It's either 14 or 12, I'm not sure. I'll let you guys know. So here's the old power steering pump. To get the power steering pump out of the vehicle, you would want to remove this bracket. This is the bracket that holds that steel power steering line. So you want to remove it. It is a 14mm that holds it in, and the ones that hold in the power steering pump are also 14mm, and you would want to hold it from one side with probably like an open end wrench to hold the nuts, and with a socket wrench just take these out. A cool trick I learned to get these, I don't know exactly what they're called, but they basically move left whenever you tighten the power steering bolt. But the trick I learned to do to get them to push back out so that you have an easy time inside the power steering pump is getting the bolt through, like getting the bolt through, but don't go in all the way, so that you can put the nut in between, so when you hit it with a hammer, you would push this thing out. It's really hard to see right here at the bottom with little to no light, but let me get this out. Basically, you put the bolt in, but before reaching this, you put the nut in between. So here, let me go. You would want to do so the clamp, where it mounts is right here and right here, if that makes sense. And then you hit it with a hammer so that this bolt, the nut, pushes it out. What was that?
I said this was a boxer engine, you could reach everything.
Oh boy. Where's your vape at? He has one. Oh no! Power steering pump is in. I am about to connect everything back together and hope for the best, because I am really sad that I don't have power steering pump, or I don't have power steering, because turning this in a U-turn is a piece of shit, and I am not about that non-power steering life. What are you doing?
Struggling.
Don't we all? Oh, he got it out.
Replace them both?
Yeah, replace them both. I have this cheapo Harbor Freight set. My dad's power steering pump on his Matrix was leaking, and I ended up replacing it with these right here, and leak has gone away. So hopefully it's the same bullshit with my power steering reservoir. If you guys don't remember him, he's the one with the silver Celica and the silver 350Z.
Hella gay, hella gay.
Wow, what a hater. Is that big? Probably use a smaller one, huh? Yeah, open it up a bit, probably. All right, let's fill it up. Joseph, what fluid do you put in that reservoir?
Automatic transmission fluid.
Why is that?
Only because if you use anything else, it'll swell up the gaskets.
Well,
or rubber O-rings, and then it'll leak.
Is that so?
Yes.
Where?
Now, if it's high mileage, I'm not sure, but
Where else does it say to put ATF? What else, or where else in the engine bay will you read that it says to put ATF?
does this say put ATF? Yeah, right there, ATF.
There you have it, people. There you have it.
I don't know where else.
Stop putting power
Do you
steering
put ATF
fluid.
even if it's a manual?
Huh? Yeah.
Yeah, that's the other one.
So I would still put automatic transmission fluid in my manual only Corolla XRS. Alright.
Damn,
No!
The wind.
No!
It's not our friend.
Oh my god.
Tried getting fancy with it.
Alright, that should be enough for now.
What you mean you gotta spin it?
Yeah, I know, we gotta spin
Okay,
it.
go in there.
Alright.
Alright.
Thank you, Walmart, for not sponsoring this video. Even though I use half of your guys' products. No signs of visible leaks.
Now let's lift it.
Where does it say? Use Dextron type ATF. Fill to proper level. ATF, people, not power steering fluid. So it's 2 days later. My day off was Tuesday when we worked on it. It's Thursday today. And just got back home from work. And as you can see, I'm not leaking no more. I am a little bit over. It does say hot. The engine's still pretty hot. I'm a little bit over, so probably gonna get a turkey baster and extract a little bit out from it. But other than that, seems to be working good. And this eBay radiator is holding up. I've already put 1,800 miles on the car, and well, since I installed this this radiator, and it's been fine. Yeah, bolt's a little loose. Gonna tighten that up. Unfortunately, this eBay radiator is not sold anymore. The seller, I think I mentioned this. The seller actually ended up removing his eBay account, and now I can't find a seller no more. So the $60 all aluminum radiator you can't buy no more. I'll have to look around, see if I can probably find another one, because I don't plan on holding on to this for that long. I just needed something to find. I just needed something to rock, like, in the meantime, I guess you can say. But Checked my oil level before I left work, and oil's fine. Haven't been leaking, haven't been burning it, which is really good. And yeah, I'll turn on the car for a bit just to show you guys that my power steering is indeed working. Don't want people like, oh, it doesn't work. Yes, don't worry about the check engine light. So the check engine light is for a bad throttle body. I think I've already said this. The spring on the throttle body, it doesn't allow the throttle body to come back down to idle properly. So as you can see, my idle is a little bit higher than normal. It's supposed to be a little bit lower, and that's why I'm throwing the check engine light, but it's fine. I got about 1,800 miles on it, and give you guys a little show right here. So much better. So much better. I'm really glad for this. Glad it all worked out, and I'm done with the Corolla for a bit. I'm gonna focus on this car tomorrow. I'm gonna be installing this on the Celica tomorrow. So we're gonna hold off on the Corolla for now. I have a few parts coming in for it. Jeez. I have a few parts coming in for it, but we're gonna take a break on the Corolla for now. Gonna focus on the Celica. I want to install that better condition TRD muffler. We are gonna take that to work tomorrow, and we're gonna install it. And no, the old TRD muffler is not for sale. It's going back to the silver Celica, which is Joseph's new Celica. The guy who was helping me out in the video. But anyways, if you guys saw the cobija or the blanket on the rear smash bar on the Celica, we had to remove the rear bumper because we did not want to damage the paint on that Celica rear bumper, because it's actually still pretty good and it's in its original paint. So we had to remove the bumper, and with the Corolla, the gray Phantom gray one, paint's not in the great best condition, so we just ended up pushing the Celica up because we were trying to do it by hand, me and Joseph, but it was just too much for that little uphill. So we ended up just removing the bumper, got it up the portion of the uphill, and from there on, maybe on Tuesday, I'm gonna push it back into the backyard and start disassembling the 2ZZ and see what happened. I say bent valves, but who knows? So content to look after. We're finally gonna work on the supercharged Celica. Pretty happy that we're gonna do that, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna be bent valves. All right, let me stop talking here, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Please make sure to like, subscribe, comment, hit that bell notification button, share this video. Thank you guys for watching.